happened 150,000 years ago, when all of a sudden, because women, the female of the species, has been delivering and creating life since the beginning, since as long as there was, something beyond osmosis. And yet there was this moment in time where humans gained the consciousness to realize something was happening that was beyond their understanding. That life was coming forth from the female of the species, and men, no matter how much they hunted or did all these great things, couldn't do that. And so there was this moment at which myths started about what that process was and what it means. And so many of those myths, because they didn't understand what was going on, got carried forward in all these different ways. One of the stranger ones is the original myth. Well, there was older myths than this. This is the one I'm aware of, but I know that it carries even further back, about why the sun doesn't stay in the sky. And guys made up this myth that a woman was the problem with that. That a woman pulled the sun out of the sky into the darkness every night and then allowed it to go back up the next day. You're welcome. That was how powerful the fact that women could bring life forth was and carries. It is the reason, it is the absolute first reason why men have done everything they can to control women, to control this piece that they had no power over at all, and yet felt like they could if they could control the women who had the power. And that's gone on for eons and still plays today. All this time later, we're still looking at those same myths. We think about them differently. We have more logical explanations for all of it. But deep in our psyches, they still play. We're still having this wobble, this conflict, this friction, whatever you want to call it, between the fact that men can't do this and women can. And so it shows up, and even guys who are like, no, I want to bring out my feminine. You could bring out your feminine all you want, you're never having a baby. And so there's something to that. It's like I'm looking at my garden and I'm watching these little buds come up and recognizing that I had nothing to do with that. No power over it. Sure, I could dig it up. I could try to have control in it. I could plant something different. But there is a way of organic process here that is so natural inside the feminine, that has been carrying for eons and eons and eons, that if we can allow, if we can open to, if we can be that breath into the power of what's really going on here on this planet, the organic nature of how life grows, without creating a myth about it, without thinking it's anything other than the spectacular magnificence that it is, that life even exists, then we can celebrate something together in our civilization that can finally put some of those myths that we've been carrying for eons to rest. Because we talk a lot about moving as a society, as a civilization into something new. When in our psyches, we are still hooked to what has been. And without addressing that, as long as we keep looking at these ancient myths as if they have power, we are attaching ourselves to what has always been. And so that's what I've been looking at. How we can move forward as a civilization. What is true culture shift? And it comes from letting go of those myths. Letting go of our attachment to how they thought about things eons ago. Because they didn't know. They just got freaked out. Once they realized, oh my God, the women are bringing forth life out of themselves. Oh my God. How freaky that must have been for our ancient selves. And isn't it time we stopped being freaked? And just because you think you know the logical explanation for it all doesn't mean your psyche isn't attached to the freaked. And so I would ask that you take a look at that. Take a look at whether you're male or female as to how you hold these ancient myths. Do you hold them in a way to lift yourself up? Do you hold them in a way that puts the feminine down? It doesn't matter. It's still being attached to an ancient myth that has nothing to do with the new civilization we are trying to rise here. So I offer that. I think there's a way to celebrate this for just the wondrousness of it is, that it is. We can only explain how this works up to a particular point. Just because a sperm hits an egg doesn't explain how all of a sudden it has a personality, becomes a person. There's something beyond our explanation here that doesn't need another myth, doesn't need another explanation. What it needs is simply to be celebrated. And thank God it happens, or we wouldn't be sitting here even talking about this. And so that's what we're going to do today. There's a slide. Can we see the slide? So what we're going to do is celebrate mothers. Now, it doesn't matter whether you gave birth. The only thing that matters here is you think of yourself as a mother. You get to decide this. If you don't think of yourself as a mother, do not get up. This is only for those that do. If you do think of yourself as a mother, please rise and go form a circle around the chairs. And Vita will get a chair for you to sit down on the side. The front too, let's form a real circle here. Don't forget the front. You get to form around the front as well. Spread it out. If you think of yourself as a mother, you get to decide. Julia, now that slide's up there, you can come down and be a part of this. You don't have to stay up there. Come on down. Be celebrated. All right, we got the mamas all up and ready. Catherine, you can sit in a chair. Okay, now for the rest of us, what you want to do is you want to stand in front of these folks who is a mother. But the respect is you don't touch them. You don't grab for them. You don't grab for their hands. You don't try to hug them unless they say so. Your initial, it might be to want to go and grab them. Don't do it. Be respectful here of these mothers, because this is to honor them, not give you what you need. Are we clear? Good. Go stand in front of one of these mothers, please. Pick a mother, any mother. Pick a mother, any mother. Okay, if I could have your attention, this will go easier, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to look into that mother's eyes, and you're going to say this: thank you for all that you have given to life. You're going to say it right into their eyes. And then you're going to move to the next. And we're going to go around. Huh? Oh, we're going to go counterclockwise. We're going to go counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. Are we clear? Counterclockwise. This way. Now, this becomes more sacred and meaningful if you can do this with just being with them, saying what it is to say, holding it in your heart, and then moving to the next without all the extra talk. If you can keep it to just this will be sacred. Okay? Begin. And so look into the eyes of the person in front of you. Put your hand on your heart. If you could be in this sacred space, I would highly appreciate it. Looking into the eyes of the person in front of you. Being with them in a good way. Showing your appreciation. Showing your care. Being a mother is not an easy task. Somehow, we have actually made it harder than easier. These women who are standing in a place of they are mother have worked hard to do that. So please appreciate them for what they have given to life. And now, if you'll come and get one of these flowers and give them a flower. Come up here in the front, grab a flower, and then go back and give it. If there are two that you're near, where somebody doesn't have somebody in front of them, you can grab more than one. What you want to do now is make sure every mother gets one. You could break it off and put it behind your ear. I would love that. If you're a mother and you still don't have a flower, raise your hand, please, so we know who doesn't have one. You got somebody over there. Somebody right there. They already got. Oh, now they got a second one. Life. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough for what you have done to bring life to this planet, to bring life to our life, to what you have sacrificed, struggled through, and loved through. Thank you. Thank you very much. Take a seat. All right. Now what? Some of us grew up with mothers that we were less than happy with. Some of us struggle with the idea of appreciating mother. And I don't want to make light of that. I do want to see if we can, within ourselves, find that place that connects us to the mother, the one we walk on, the one that feeds us, the one that gives us food, water to drink, air to breathe. If you could take a moment to close your eyes and put your hands on your heart and thank the mother. The one that none of this would be possible without. The one that no matter how much we pollute, no matter how many of her children we cut down or bring to extinction, she continues to give anyway. She continues to give her best to life anyway. No matter what we do, she continues. And because she continues, we exist. This is a moment to show her appreciation for that. Long before there was myths about gods in the sky, people understood that they were walking on the one God that kept them alive. That one God that throughout the ages we have called, in many different languages, Mother. Thank you. Okay, so that's our ritual for today.